tall, big team. Why can you pinpoint why you haven't been able to?
We were soft.
And there you go. Scotty, do you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
I agree because what we saw last night is a team that lost the toughest guy that they had on the team a year ago, and they played against him. He was the pit bull. He was the guy that made them pretended to be tough.
Okay.
And he brought that toughness out every night, and they all fed off of that kind of energy. Now he see that energy in the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
They have to create some kind of toughness, and I think it has to come from Ben Simmons. He has to be the tough guy. I heard him say last night they're going to have to knock some guys down, hit them in the face, or do whatever. Maybe not to that degree, but they have to toughen up their lanes last night. Jimmy Butler just walked through them.
Yeah, the old days, that's what you'd do. You'd knock
Yes.
them down. In this league, you get a 5-game suspension now when you do that. But yes, I agree with him too. He should have said it against the Heat, and he should have said it Saturday night against the Celtics when they just were manhandled by a team that's smaller, slighter, and lost their big guy, Al Horford, to the Sixers team. So there's some problems here. I do have to qualify, though. I just don't think Embiid is completely well with that hand. And I know it's his off-shooting hand, but you watch him, the way he carries it, the way he moves it, I just don't think he's at full strength. He's playing through it. He's a gutty kid. He likes to play through injury. So I'm going to give him a little bit of a pass in that regard.
Okay, but they are 2 days from the trade deadline. They don't play another game. They've had 2 embarrassing losses. They've got more road games coming, and their record on the road is terrible.
It is.
And they are 6th in the Eastern Conference, and they're not that close to number 4. So it is looking more likely than not that they would end up not having home court advantage for any of the playoffs, and they play poorly on the road. This is a problem.
Sure is.
So I would take those words of Ben Simmons last night and not just address the style of play, but I think there has to be a real top to bottom come to Jesus in the organization of what do we do over these next 48 hours, whether it is player movement, whether it is within the coaching ranks deciding to go into a different strategy about how they deploy these players. Something has to change. This is it. If you have not seen it this week, you're just blind.
I mean, I look at this team, and I've looked over them since they've lost Embiid, and I think that the cream has been able to rise to the top. I think this is Ben Simmons' team. I think this team strives more around Ben Simmons. I think they put up more points, and I almost want to say they're a better defensive team when Embiid is not on the floor because they're able to, you know, switch guys and do different things. And when you're undermanned, you tend to dig down a little bit deeper. And I don't think this team plays as good of defense when Embiid is on the floor. Maybe because they rely on him to protect the paint too much, and he's not physically ready. But their offense is still not as good as when he's on the floor. When Ben Simmons is on the floor, the Sixers are a fun team to watch. They're exciting. They play with a lot of speed and pace.
Yep. They also, what they did when Embiid was out, they were able to spread the floor and just have Ben Simmons go downhill, and nobody could stop him. Either he was going to the rim or he was dishing it off. Now, 2 coaches said to me, because I was interested in this, and they both said to me, it's hard to play that way in the postseason, though. It's hard to have a guy go downhill like that and play in the postseason. I love Ben Simmons, but I like Joel Embiid, too. If it's my team, I'm not rushing to judgment over the next 48 hours. I'm keeping them both. I'm going to try to figure it out, and if it doesn't work, then maybe you make a very tough decision on the offseason.
Yes,
these guys are too talented.
And by the way, either one of these guys, if you built an entire team around them, I believe would be excellent teams in the NBA. It's just figuring out how to make them work together.
They clog up the paint when they're both in there.
Something has to be done. Up next, we will be talking about a must-watch game tonight. Zion and the Pelicans taking on Giannis and the Bucks. We will also be breaking down what happened with the New York Knicks and what this team should be doing.